For this lick, we're going to be looking at a seldom used scale called Mixolydian flat 6. Now that's a mode of melodic minor. It's actually the fifth mode of melodic minor. And you should probably guess from the name, it's like Mixolydian, but it has a flat 6 interval in it. So if I go through, A Mixolydian flat 6, we've got a root note, we got a major second, major third, perfect fourth, perfect fifth, then we got a flat 6, minor 6 interval, then a flat 7, then root note there. So it has that kind of sound, which is quite an interesting sound. Over our dominant 7 chord, of course, what it brings in is this flat 6. So if we're thinking in terms of a chord tone, it's like a flat 13. That kind of little sound there. So it's not quite as full on maybe as the Phrygian dominant, because the Phrygian dominant's got flat 6 in there. It's also got the flat 2 or the flat 9, which adds that kind of interesting exotic kind of tension to it. It's more of a kind of subtle little sound in Mixolydian flat 6. And what I'm actually playing in this lick is I'm going to start off with the first 4 notes, and I'm basing it around almost like a 7th arpeggio, dominant 7th arpeggio. But the first 4 notes, I'm going to do a hammer on 5 to 7 in the D string, and then I'm going to play 6 in the G string with the second finger, and then first finger plays 5 in the B string there. So I'm starting from that kind of flat 7 interval, then I've got a root, third, perfect fifth. That's the first 4 notes. Then the next little bit goes like this. And this is really tapping into that kind of sound. So what I'm doing here is I go up to this flat 7 here, so I'm playing 8th fret of the B string, then I play 6th fret of this B string. And that's your kind of interesting little kind of flat 6, flat 13 interval there. So I do 8, then 6, then 5 in that B string there. Then play 6 in the G string with the second finger. And then I do a pull off 7 to 5 on the D string. And then I do a hammer on 7 to 8 on the A string with the third and fourth fingers there. And that's me kind of going from the 5th to the flat 6. Now picking wise, I'm using economy picking here. So when I do this bit here, I actually start with an upstroke. So I do up, down, and then go up, 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 up. Just to kind of get that economy picking motion there of all these upstrokes. Okay, so that's the first bar. So beat 1 you don't do anything. So beat 1 comes, and beat 2 you start. That kind of sound there. And you can already hear it's got a kind of interesting kind of sound to it. Maybe a little bit kind of jazzy fusion kind of sound, I suppose. But you've got that kind of interesting, mysterious kind of dark flat 6 going on. Okay, so this bar leads into the next bar, and what we do is we go like this. I'll take that as one little phrase. What I'm doing here is I'm going to do a hammer on 5 to 7 with the first or third finger on that A string. Then I'm going to go to the 4th fret with the first finger on the A string. I'm going to slide 4 to 5, and then hammer to 7, and then 8 on that A string there. So I'm kind of combined with the end of that first bar. You've got this little sequence that goes, and that is this interesting little sequence of like a semitone, a tone, and a semitone that you get all throughout melodic minor and all its kind of modes. It's quite an interesting little shape to see in the fingerboard, because it instantly sounds to my ears a little bit kind of jazzier when you hear it, especially if you go play it like that. So that's the first little bit. Then what I'm going to do is play a hammer on 5 to 7 in the D string, first to third. Then a hammer on 6 to 7 in the G, and I probably use the first and second finger here. That's my major third there. Going to the perfect fourth, and then I end 6th fret of the B string. So I'm landing on that flat 6 just to really outline the kind of sound of that Mixolydian flat 6. So that second bar, the beginning of it, sounds like this. Okay. Next little phrase kind of starts at the end of the second bar, and it goes. So it's quite exotic sounding, and what I'm doing is I'm playing 6 in the B, 8 in the B, pardon me, 5 in the high E, and then 9 in that high E string there. So that's my root note, that's my major third, that's my flat 6, and that's my flat 7. So very Mixolydian flat 6 intervals there. Okay. Then from here I go up a fret to the 10th fret. And then what I'm going to do is actually come down effectively a G7 arpeggio, that's how I'm kind of viewing it. And this is to do with the harmony of particularly A, Mixolydian flat 6. You've got two 7 chords right next to each other, so if I'm in A, Mixolydian flat 6, I've got A7, and then I got a G7 right before it. So if you play like a G7 with an A in the bass, you get that Mixolydian kind of flat 6 sound. So what I'm doing here is tapping into that harmony, and I'm coming down this little G7 arpeggio. So I play 7 in the high E string, 8 in the B string, 10 in the G string, and then I play a 7 in that G string. And then I play 6, ending the major thirds with the first finger, 6th fret of the G string there. Rhythmically, it's kind of a triplet from here. So it kind of goes like 1 and 2 and, you know, so if I take it from the first bit. Kind of rhythm like that basically. So the whole thing slow sounds like this. And that last note I give a bit of vibrato on it as well, just to add a little bit of a